Hi, everyone, and welcome back to this specific episode with ChellOfAGamer. Welcome into the Blacspiration podcast. We are so excited to have you back for a new season, a new name, the same Black. You know, we're so excited about everything that we have in store. And we are here with ChellOfAGamer, and we also have...
Yes, it is I, your third favorite Washington, behind Denzel and Carrie, of course. The infamous hood rat with the heart of gold himself, Cortez Washington, in the building yes again. Yes. And joining me, as always, is the compassionate-centric
Renaissance woman.
Compassion-centric Renaissance woman.
You were so
yep, I was. Yeah. Call me Asia. We got Asia in the building, as always. Period, poo. That was a bad attempt. I give myself
that was great.
I give myself a 4 on that one. It's okay. All right.
I'm crying.
But yeah, thank y'all so much for joining us again. This is amazing. But enough about me. I would talk more about Asia, but we got a guest today. So this creator is as known on Twitter as an expert screamer, but they are a YouTube partner, a Twitch affiliate, cosplayer, part of the big creators, and also a Capcom creator. And they also not only manage their own content, but they also manage their doggies content as well. Please show some love to ChellOfAGamer.
So
Hi.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Yes. How are you doing? How are you doing this lovely night?
It has been a long day. It's been a long day, but I'm here and I'm happy and I feel blessed that I get to talk with y'all. So, yeah.
So sweet.
Yes, this is amazing. All right, so just an icebreaker question. What was your first gaming memory? So what was the first game you remember playing where you were like, "Oh, I like video games"? I would love to hear that.
Oh, I love this question. So my first gaming experience that I remember is probably it's a funny story behind it. So the first game I ever played, from my memory, is Toomba. And whenever I talk about Toomba, nobody knows what I'm talking about. It was like this little jungle boy, and he had pink hair, and he was like running around and hitting pigs or something. But either way, that was
What?
You can look it up. You can look it up. I promise. It's real. But yeah, and it was on the PlayStation. And the reason why I feel like this memory sticks out the most is because I saw the CD for it. And for some reason, my brain said, "Ooh, a ring." And I put the CD on my finger and then it couldn't come off. And one, I messed up that copy. It was my dad's copy of Toomba. So he was a little upset about that. But also, I tried ripping the CD off and that did not go well. So
ripping it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
like in half, or literally just kind of like you were pushing it off your finger?
I took the CD and I said yank, and I yanked it off my finger even though it was stuck. So, you know, regular math means if you do that, something else is coming with it. So it was not good. I had to go to the doctor after that.
Oh my Lord.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. That's such a dark way.
No, that's a great
trip. No, it ended. You had us in the first half.
Yeah, you did for sure.
No, you really did.
Sure.
Yes.
Oh, that was.
Hey, listen. You asked.
This is how we get to your horror story arc.
Yeah. This is my lore. This is my lore.
Your supervillain origin story. Oh my goodness. Oh, yes. Ow. I'm just thinking about the skin. How much, not to go too much into it, but I love talking about stuff like this, so I'm gonna go into it more. How much layer of skin did it rip? Was it just the first layer, second layer?
I don't know which layer it is where you see white, but that.
Hey,
yeah,
no, that's to the bone.
Yeah. I was 5, I think, maybe 6. I was very small. So yeah, I don't know why. But my dad went and got another game, and then I started playing and I was just like, I like games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yo, that's probably I think that's one of the best stories I've heard of like
Thanks.
the first gaming memory so far.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think I'll never forget that like a day in my life.
No.
I have seen you post about this game because I had to Google it because I need to look it up. But I have seen you post about this game because you do say that no one recognizes it. And has anyone said that they played it before? They recognized it?
Yes. One of my old friends, Michi, she was just like, "Oh my gosh, no one talks about this game." I was like, "You know about this game?" It's literally just her and I feel like. That's the fan base. Just
okay, solo island. Got it. Duo island.
Yes.
Boom.
Yep.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
So switching gears, jumping to a different kind of origin story lore.
Yes.
We want to get into how you got to where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously you are doing YouTube, you are doing Twitch, you are doing TikTok, you're on Twitter. Where do you feel like you kind of started? Where do you feel like you see yourself ending up? Tell us all about those things.
Sure. Great questions. So where I started was definitely on YouTube. So we're gonna take it back to like 2012, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was when I first realized that people were like playing games and streaming it and, making cool videos and stuff and putting it on YouTube, right? And I was just like, oh, I really love this channel. I love that channel. Like, who was I watching? I was watching Markiplier. I was watching, like the big ones. Markiplier was the first one, and then Game Grumps was the second. And then I also noticed, I was just like, where the black people at? So and so that is one of the things that inspired me to be like, well, let me kind of like do my research and start finding people. And at the time, back in 2012, I couldn't really find anybody like that. And so I was just like, okay, well, that's kind of a bummer. And I was also in like the beginning of the natural hair movement. So I was doing like learning how to take care of my natural curls and stuff. And I wanted to get familiar with like making like vlogs. So I actually started off with a different channel doing makeup and just kind of like teaching myself. And friends were like, friends were like, oh, this is really interesting. I'd watch you do this. And then over a couple of years, I decided, you know what, let's try and mix it together. That was a fail. Nobody wanted to watch that. I was like, okay, I can't talk about games and talk about beauty stuff yet. Because I know there's people out here that do it now, but back then everybody was like, keep it
was
separate.
Like so taboo.
Yeah. So fast forward to 2017, I was like, let me just make this channel just for gaming. And I didn't know what to call myself because my name before was What the Chell. Like it just had like a play on like, like what the hell, like What the Chell, like that. And one of my friends was just like, okay, well, you're doing gaming and the Chell and hell pun is really cute and clever. Why don't you just do ChellOfAGamer? Like, wow, that's one hell of a gamer, but with Chell. So, then ChellOfAGamer was born. And I started off with, like Abzu. I started with Persona, because I love those games, and Tekken. Oh, and Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, I was.
And Grand Theft Auto for sure.
I didn't know what a niche was. I still kind of don't. I'm all over the place. I play what I like, and just whoever vibes with it. And so that was just on YouTube. And I did YouTube for about 2 or 3 years. And I noticed that I wasn't really growing. I was stuck at maybe 200 or maybe less than that, I think, subscribers for like over a year. Yet I was always streaming, always putting out content. And I was just like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
And I didn't at the time know how to network at all. I did one of the most taboo things, and it's funny, I was talking about this on stream yesterday, how I was hopping in people's DMs. I was just like, hey, I'm a gamer. Do you want to watch me. It was bad. Yeah. And so, I was doing like self promo in people's DMs. And that I've learned over the years is not what you're supposed to do. And I just started to find circles like Black Girl Gamers, people who were using certain hashtags that were related to games that I was playing. Like Twitter was a big help back then, helping me find the right people, which led into joining different Discords and making new friends and naturally networking. That really helped. And so after that, I'm sorry if my story's like all over the place.
No, you're totally fine. You're totally fine. This is your story. It can be no place but your place.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, thank you. So let me see. That was back in 2018, right? Going into 2019. I was a full-time vet tech. So I worked at an animal hospital. And I had already, I had one dog before, that's Crouton. Cootie Booties is what I also call him. So people will see him from time to time. Back in the day, he wasn't shy to the camera. Now that he's older, he's just like, put me down. Thanks. So he's actually the like cartoon dog that I have in my profile picture everywhere. So that's Crouton.
Oh, yeah. So cute.
His birthday actually just passed.
Okay. What'd you do for his birthday?
I was actually on stream. I had like a cute little hat and a bandana for him. We got a little cake and he devoured it. It was great.
Aww.
Yeah. He's 9 now. Sorry, sidetrack. So
those are important things. That's your son.
Yes.
We have to talk about those things.
You're right. Yes. So back to 2019, let's see. 2019, I was just like, let me try and focus on Twitch, right? Like I had dabbled a little bit with Twitch on back in 2018. And I was just like, okay, this is kind of cool. It's kind of fun. It's like how do I explain it? Like with YouTube, you can't just like put a video out and like just expect people to come find you unless you hit that algorithm just right. Right. So with Twitch, you go live, you're playing a game that other people find interesting, and bam, you're talking live. And that was a cool experience. So I was just like, okay, Twitch is kind of that girl right now. I made a video to the people that were following me on YouTube, and I was like, hey, I'm not going to be around. Okay, I'm gonna be over on this purple app. It is fun over here. So I started that, and I think back in 2019, it was just like a month of me streaming, and I hit Twitch affiliate, and that was
amazing.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was a great feeling. I remember like on stream, I hit 50 followers, and like. As I ended stream, they were like, "You're an affiliate." I cried. I was like, "Oh my god!"
That's what's up.
Yeah, it was a fantastic feeling. And then after that, thank you. After that, I was just like, "Okay, we're gonna stay over here. We're gonna keep going." And I really started to meet new people, make new friends. I made some people that I don't mess with no more, but it's it's part of the process, right?
Yes, of course.
So with that being said, I don't know, just I kept going. I want to say around 2021 was when, it was like after COVID, right? COVID had really just started kicking into full gear, right? And I was working still full time through the pandemic as a vet tech. And listen, COVID changed the masses because it really showed that some people don't know how to work in a group project. Okay, put the mask on, like wash your hands. You're nasty, right?
Sick.
So with that being said, I was really starting to go to a dark place because I am a high risk. I have severe asthma. Like anything can set me off into an asthma attack, and if I don't have the right medications, I'm hospitalized. So my husband saw how terrifying it was for me to go into work every day, and my community that I had built through Twitch was just like, hey, I think it's time. Maybe you should try and try this full time. And they were like, go down to part time if you're comfortable. or quit that job. We're going to support you. And I'm not saying to everybody listening to this, don't just quit your day job. Don't do that. Do not do that. All right? Don't do that. I was blessed enough to have a supportive community as well as a supportive husband who said, hey, like, I will pick up the slack. You follow your dreams and you keep going. So I quit my job. I said, bye, y'all, out. And I ended up leaving. And so since 2021, I want to say February of 2021, I have been a full-time content creator. I went back over to YouTube. I tried out TikTok, and that's been fun. And yeah, I'm still doing the thing. I'm growing every day. That's my story.
I love that.
Thank you.
I do have a couple questions for you. So you said you started out with like games like Tekken and Grand Theft Auto. What is Abzu? Because that's not something I've heard of.
Sure. So Abzu is you know the people who made Journey? It's like a game where you're not really talking. It's just more...
now that I think about it, I love Abzu. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just kind of an experience. There's no dialogue. You just go through the motions. And with Abzu, it's underwater. With Journey, you're a person that's going through like the desert and different things like that. But yeah, if you've never played, I highly recommend. I actually put another friend onto Abzu recently, and she's like obsessed.
Is it similar to like Subnautica?
No, God, no.
No. Super chill.
I won't touch Subnautica with a 50-foot pole. You got me.
Okay, perfect. Because that's what I needed to hear. Right. I needed to hear that with my little ears because I won't play Subnautica either.
Asia, you would love Abzu. I promise.
Okay.
I promise.
Perfect.
It's such a vibe. The music, the visuals, all of it. Play it.
Okay.
Do it.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah. Let me put it on my wish list.
Yeah.
Let me find where it's at.
Right.
Okay. Oh my God. And also, so you said you were a full-time vet tech, and I knew this, but maybe everyone else didn't know or doesn't know. How many animals do you currently have?
That's a good question. I have 3. I have, it's funny because like when people see my dogs, they're like, oh, wow, they really your dogs. I was like, what do you mean by that? And he's like, well, they're all light skinned. I was like, well, first of all, I adopted them. They found
so
me.
Sick. Like, what? First of all.
Because usually when people have multiple dogs, they're kind of just like a mixed bunch, you know? And for me, all of mine look like they're related. But I have Crouton, who is my oldest. He's 9, and he is a Corgi Jack Russell mix. So he's got stubby little legs, but he's like, you know, he's got like a Corgi body in a way. But he's also really fast too. Like he can run for days. He's 9 and he's still not slowing down. It's ridiculous. And then I have my middle child, who is Chapo the Churro. That is his full name. But I call him Chapo or Yaba. He is a Chiweenie. So he's a Chihuahua and a Dachshund mix. Yes, he's got a long body too. He's got little spaghetti legs.
Did you just say Chihuahua and like weenie?
A Dachshund?
A Dachshund?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, like a weenie dog.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Trying to look at this. Oh my God, this is so adorable. Oh my goodness.
Yes. He acts like the baby, but he's the middle child. He is 5. And then we have my community's favorites. They absolutely adore him because he's constantly knocking over stuff and barking at me, giving me tood. And that's Biscuit. We call him Bis or Bisky. He is the baby, and he is a pity boxer.
Yeah.
Yes, he's the big boy, but he is the baby. He is 4. So
no, that is so typical of a pit bull mix.
Yeah.
My pit bull, his tail knocks down every single thing. I won't know a full set of wine glasses.
Oh no!
Until his life is different outside of this house. I don't know. People are like, you want to come to my house for a bottle of wine? Yeah, let me get my mismatched fucking wine flutes. And
feel
like
that.
I'm living in impoverished time. Like, let me just, here you go.
Yeah.
Can't have
Like,
nothing nice.
Can't have nothing nice.
Like,
no.
that reminds me, like, that you said you can't have nothing nice when it comes to like your wine glasses. Listen, I can't leave food out.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Can I curse?
Yeah.
His ass is too big. Because the way he will go 10 toes down, all right, on these counters and eat whatever he wants. Like when he was a puppy, I actually have like a video, I think on my Instagram, of him just like, I caught him sneaking sweet potato fries that I just made. And he ate half the pan. Just a few weeks ago.
They was good.
He put
What you mean?
They was good.
It was good.
Just the other, I think it was like a few weeks ago, he put his whole head in this pan of chicken that I made. I was going to chop it up, meal prep it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just had it like, chicken chunks in a pan. It was cooked. I was still streaming though, so I was multitasking, which also don't do that. But I had it on the stove on the back eye. And still, he was like, "Oh, she in there. She in there playing them games.
She in there playing
games.
I'm
gonna go get this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go get this chicken." He came back up to me, belly full, mouth covered with seasoning. I was just like, "Wait a minute.
Oh no.
Wait a minute." And so I like, wipe his mouth and then I like smell it and I'm like, "No, you didn't. No, you didn't just eat my damn chicken." And it was a whole fiasco. I just yelled at him. I was just like, "Nah, if you get pancreatitis, that's on you. And you got to deal with that."
How did he get up there?
He's tall. He's a boxer, so he's not like the size of a regular pitty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got long legs, so he can reach stuff. And I'm just like, okay. Like even when he was a puppy, he ate 3/4 of a cake. A chocolate cake.
God. What?
No.
I left the room for 2 minutes to go do a little tinkle. Came back. Yeah. My cake was gone.
Oh,
wow.
Yes. Yeah. I was still in the vet tech field at the time, so I knew how to act appropriately. But he did get an earful for at least 2 minutes until he started shaking. And I was like, okay, time to get that cake out of you. So he's okay though.
Oh.
My life is chaos.
I mean, you let him eat the cake and you ain't doing nothing. So it's just like, it's all hands on deck. Like it don't really matter. You just say, "Hey, I survived." It's like I feel like that's the equivalent of like if you got shot in the streets and then was like, "I survived that. I'm gonna be back out here." So shout out to him for taking the chances, risking his life for some sweet potato fries. Yeah. So it sounds like your journey to where you are now, it was a lot of not only like you being an influence, but also leaning on certain influences to keep you motivated. So like who do you feel like were like influences for you when you were coming up, being a content creator, both on like YouTube and like also like Twitch as well?
Oh, okay. So I would say for YouTube, one of the people that I started to watch that really motivated me to be like, yeah, you know what? I can do this. Turn on the camera, start the game up. That was probably Corey Kenshin. I know a lot of people, especially in the Black community, are like, Corey Kenshin, because he's great. So yeah, definitely him in the beginning. Dashi was another one. And as for, the women of the Black community here on Twitch, I would have to say Story Mode Bay, Chelsea Bites is another great one. Leash Capiche, I actually told her recently, I was like, I've been following you since like for years, right? Like when you were streaming late night, right? I would get off of work and tune into you. And
so cute.
Yeah. Yep. So it's... I think it was just definitely them at first. So now there's so many that inspire me every day.
Are these mostly, so do any of them do a combination of like YouTube and Twitch besides Corey? Does Corey do Twitch?
Corey does not do Twitch. Corey is on YouTube. Right. Dashi is on YouTube. Berlin is another Berlizzi is another influence of mine now that I've recently found him about 2 years ago, I'd say.
Mhm.
But he does both. He's on YouTube and Twitch, so he's definitely one of the creators that I definitely look up to that's really handling both and doing an amazing job doing it.
Right.
I would say for Twitch, who they're usually Twitch streamers, but they're also doing YouTube. Let's see, it would probably be Story Mode Bay, Betty Nix. I can't think of anybody else right now, but there's so many people that I watch. But they're definitely the two that come to mind.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you feel like is your day-to-day like in content creation? Now that you're a full-time content creator, how do you motivate yourself? How do you get things done? What does every day look like for you?
I'll talk on motivation real quick. One of my biggest motivations is the fact that my husband really said, hey, I want you to follow your dreams. I want you to chase after your dreams. I know you can be something great. So as long as you don't give up, I'm going to continue to support you. You got this, right? He cheers me on every single day. So even there's a lot of days where I'm just like, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I'm going to make it. And he'll be like, okay, well, how many subscribers did you get today? 1. He was like, good job. You did something. You did it. You influenced somebody else to come into your stream and to support you. And I'm proud of you. It could be the smallest thing, you know? So he's definitely my motivation because I don't want to fail.
Right.
I don't want to fail. So every day, even if I don't feel like doing it, I'm still going to at least try because I know that I'm making at least one person proud. And that's my bubby. That's my husband.
Oh,
yeah. He a real one. Shout out to him. He a real one for real.
That's my bubby.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, Black,
man,
beautiful.
it's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, I got really lucky with him. I definitely did. He's a blessing. I could talk about him all day. I love that man.
And you know what? And I know some of that story. I mean, you know what? If you want to share, you can absolutely share.
Oh gosh, I'd sit here and tell y'all about how we became husband and wife. That's a story.
I know the story.
You know the story.
I know. So that's your information to share. You share what you want to share.
For listeners that don't know, Asia and Chell have a relationship. So if y'all just if they we missed an episode, what's going on? What's this information? Yeah, no.
No,
it's not my fault. It's not my fault. I just want to chat with everyone. I can't. I don't know. I can tell you.
When I tell you, I got the email for the invitation to the podcast, and I saw Cortez first, and I was just like, okay, I don't know who this is, and then I saw Asia, and I was like, Asia. I was like, all right, okay.
I gotta start. So that sounds like I gotta just start doing the emails like, hello, my name is Cortez. I'm Asia's co-host on
Stop it.
You know what? I don't know.
Being like, you call me Asia? Well, guess what? I'm here I'm her booking agent, it turns out. Yeah.
That might backfire. So people might be like, actually,
no.
That sounded like my grandpa. One time I was like doing something for the schools, and he was like, I was like, yeah, man, I got to meet such and such so and I got to meet the superintendent. He was like, oh, that's great. He said, don't tell him I'm your granddad. I was like, wait, what?
Oh,
wait, what? Excuse me, I'm confused.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Generational.
Yeah. So
tell us more about the other parts of your day today.
Oh yes, of course. So right now I'm kind of trying to figure out my new schedule, but for the past couple of years, what I've been doing is where of course, when I wake up, I first make sure that the dogs are all good. I'm good. Brush your teeth, wash your face, all that good stuff. Eat something. Because some people don't be eating breakfast.
Yeah.
Breakfast is important. So I'll try to eat, even if it's something smaller, if it's just like a protein shake where I'm just like, I don't feel like doing this, you know? I have never been a morning person, but I try to get up early so that way I can go to the gym And then if there's any errands that I need to run, I will quickly do those or break them up into like another day. And then so I usually sit down at this computer probably around 12:30. So sometimes a little bit later than that, but we're not going to talk about that. And for, what is it? So it used to be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That was solely YouTube stuff. I would literally, once I was done with my morning routine, I sat down and I would film for probably, like record something for an hour. And then after that, I'm editing it the same day that it comes out that night.
Okay.
Because I don't know what it is. I just don't. If I record something and then I say, okay, I'm going to go edit it tomorrow, I look at it and I see all the imperfections and I'm like, I hate this. Ew. And it doesn't see the light of day every time. I don't know why. That's just how it is. So I have to do everything. It might be related to ADHD too, because I be getting distracted. But
I felt.
So for those of you that don't know, I definitely have that. I wasn't trying to just make a silly reference. No, I got that. I am medicated.
Believe that. I got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and that, we go together. Yeah,
real bad.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Real bad. We besties. We holding hands right now.
Oh my God.
So I'll do that and I'll edit all day. I just recently got a standing desk, so I try to lift that up. I have a walking pad, so I'll walk to take like little breaks and then get right back to it. And then I'll make the thumbnail. I'll, set up tweets so that way people know, Instagram stuff. I hate Instagram. Oh my God. I haven't really been doing that.
So sick. Yeah.
But anyway,
I get it.
and I'll put that out. And then that night, what I do is I write down what I want to achieve the next day. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, YouTube stuff. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Twitch stuff. But as of right now, especially since Tekken 8 dropped, I have been playing Tekken and only Tekken every day. So I've already told my community, listen, YouTube, we niching down. Yeah, I've been a variety streamer for years, but we niching down today.
Yeah.
All right.
How do you feel about Tekken?
I love Tekken.
How do you feel about Tekken? Yeah.
Okay.
I love it so much. That was one of the other early games that I started playing. So it was Toomba was my first one.
Yeah.
Tekken 3 was the next.
Yeah, I tuned into because I subscribed to your channel, which everybody should do.
Oh my God!
Subscribe to your channel.
Thank you.
But I looked at your update video. And you were like, yeah, I've been loving Tekken since Tekken 3. And I was like, gosh, me too. And he was like, yeah, me and my dad used to play. I was like, oh yeah, old black man used to whoop your ass too, just like me. I was like, yeah, we all got the same.
So you have the trauma.
Yeah,
so you have the trauma.
This adult looking at me, wondering why I'm crying because I lost 5 times in a row. It's like, what do you mean?
Oh my God. I see. Surprisingly, I didn't cry. Like back then, I wasn't a crybaby. It wasn't until I became like a teenager to an adult. Like I cry over the smallest stuff now. I cried over an episode of Bob's Burgers earlier, but
hey, Bob's Burgers be real.
Yeah, and I get it.
It's getting real.
Bob's Burgers
it's getting real.
Because we're finally the adults that like we used to see in shows. You know what I mean? Like we didn't really have an understanding of what it was like to be an adult until specifically we had those adult problems. Then all of a sudden, the shit's just a little too real. Okay, like what do you mean? I haven't got out of bed because I've been staring at the ceiling for the last 2 hours. Wow.
Right.
Relatable. Okay, got it.
Right. Like, can you back up? Right. Like, where are the cameras? Where are the cameras?
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
But yeah, so my dad and I used to play, and his main was King. I don't know about your dad, but my dad, he threw down with King, and I used to get so upset because I was just like, "Stop grabbing me!" Like get off me. And he would just be cackling because my dad didn't go easy.
No,
he did not go easy on me at all. He was just like, "You about to catch this whooping." And then my brother and I would play too. And his favorite was Yoshimitsu.
Okay.
And so he was just pressing buttons. Half the time he ended up, unaliving because Yoshimitsu has a bunch of buttons where he drains his own power. So, so I'd be standing there like, well, but yeah, I've been playing since then. I've played every Tekken moving forward except for Tekken Tag, the first one. So that's when what's it called? Tekken Ball or whatever.
Tekken Ball.
Yeah, I think Tekken Ball was in Tekken 3 or Tekken 4.
Oh my god! I forgot.
I didn't play Tekken Ball. I didn't know what that was. And then people were like, "You don't know what Tekken Ball is?" No.
Oh my god!
I don't.
Yeah.
I tried it.
Yeah, they
unlocked the memory for me.
Like, really?
That's great. I love that
because they had the beach ball.
Yes,
and you like,
that's
I was so about that fucking game.
That's in the new one now too.
Yeah, that's cool as shit.
They're eating. Yeah, they're eating. They're eating with that.
Tekken.
Oh,
go ahead. I'm so sorry. I'm interrupting you. I'm interrupting you.
I'm so sorry. I just remember that my father used to play with Heihachi. And he loved his like thunder, and so I don't know what he was on about that, but he really loved that. But I personally really loved Julia because she was like our little like Native American representation. I was like, okay, cool, me and her are cute. And then I also remember that fucking dinosaur.
Wait, hold on, because there was two apparently. There's like a little orange one.
Yes, the little orange one. That's the one. Yeah.
I must have blocked him out because I didn't know anything about the little orange one. I remember the other one, the taller green one who slept with the kangaroo.
Oh my god!
You don't know that? That's why the kangaroo doesn't like that dinosaur because Roger, right? His name is Roger. Roger
I think so.
Was messing up with his family, right? So the mom is in the cutscenes. The mom was just like, "Get out! You're a scrub," And then she started hanging out with old Dino. She was like, "Hey," and then he stepped in, and he was a good stepdad to like Roger Jr. And then
I'm crying.
so serious, and that's why Roger and that dinosaur, I can't remember his name, they did not like each other. It was on sight every time.
I literally am, in the history of my life, I've never known any Tekken lore.
Really?
I'm not even gonna hold you.
Yo, the lore is wild.
It's so good. And Tekken 8 does a great job at like doing like mini, explanations of each game right before you get into the story of the newest one. But there's another video on YouTube. It's called The Insane Lore of Tekken. Like, if you type in Tekken lore into that search bar, it is the first one. Watch that video. Put it on in the background while you fold in laundry. Do something because it's good.
Yeah.
I watch that video all the time.
I do see that it's almost 2 hours. Yeah, you're so correct. And this will be my morning podcast, if you will.
Yes.
What's
because I literally never knew. And I have seen some Tekken 8 gameplay. I've watched a little bit. I've seen some storyline. I was like, okay, maybe they're just doing this regularly. Maybe they're breaking out because I feel like the graphics now can support so much more than probably in the past. Yeah. But to know that even from jump, we had kangaroos and dinosaurs.
Yeah.
You're joking.
Yeah.
I gotta catch up.
Yes.
I could talk about that forever.
Aren't you the supreme overlord of the Kangaroo Kingdom or something like that?
I am the head rascal. Yes, my community is called the Kangaroo Kingdom because I love kangaroos. I think they're the cutest fucking animals on this planet. The fact that I live 3 hours away from a place where I can literally go feed them and they jump up to you and hold your fucking hand makes me so emotional every single time. It doesn't matter how many times I go. Every single time I go, they take the food out of my hand with their little paw hands, and I am overwhelmed with emotion.
God.
It is literally so cute.
That's super cute. That's how I feel about seals. They are so cute.
God.
The ones with the big old alien-like eyes, I love that shit. Keep it coming.
Yes. And they like blink so big. Like why your eye, the diameter of your eye is huge.
Right. They ain't got no neck bone, nothing. All they do
they
is
just
float.
all meat.
They just meat. All they do is float and look at you. And I love it.
Walk around looking like a sweet potato with flippers. Okay. I love it.
I sweet potato. A sweet.
I love it. Yes.
Oh.
All right.
I will never get that out of my head.
Yes. So,
But now I know what your. Oh, I'm sorry.
no,
go
you
ahead.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say. Now I know what your community is called.
The
At
kangaroo.
least it's a cute name. You know, I didn't get to pick
Kangaroo
my
Kingdom.
community name.
Oh yeah. What is your community name, Chels? Since you brought up such a good question and answer.
I did not get to pick my community name. I tried in the beginning and they were like, nah, shut that shit up. We want Booty Hair Gang.
Booty,
all right?
Booty Hair Gang. So like
that's what they
so
want.
like hair in the butt or like hair that smells like butt.
Yeah.
Hey.
Why is there hold on. Cut the track. Somebody cut the track. We don't need to differentiate. We just like we just need to know where the motivation came from.
All right. Okay. Let me tell you. So, back when I first started on Twitch, this was not a YouTube thing. I didn't know what to do on YouTube. I was just pressing play and streaming or making videos. So when I got over to Twitch, I told some of my, IRL friends, like through Facebook, right? And I was just like, hey, I'm trying out Twitch. Okay. And so my friend Dan, my friend Kenya, and an old friend of mine, Jay, were like, what? You're on Twitch? We be on Twitch. And so they followed me. So for, a while, it was really just me and them. And we were just hanging out. And they were like, hold on, I think it was Dan and Kenya were my first mods. So if anything, they were in there. And whenever Jay came in, he's the one that started this. He came in and would be like, I'm in there like booty hair, what's going on? I was like, oh, not that. Cut that out. And he'd be like, what, you don't like that? And I'm like, no. And he was like, that's too bad. I'm going to keep saying it. And I should have blocked him.
100%.
I should have blocked him. I should have, but I didn't. And so every time he came in, he was like, yeah, every time Chell go live, guess what? I'm in there like booty hair. And I was like, you couldn't say swim. You couldn't say swimwear. No. You couldn't say just I'm in there. You couldn't say you got to bring booties into it for what?
Yeah.
And so every time he said that, let's say like as my community was growing and growing, he would pop in and say that. And then it would just turn the whole like course of the stream over to that. And people were like, that's really funny. I'm going to say that. And I'm like, we are growing in numbers and I need y'all to cut it out. And they were like, no, we're going to keep going. And so it was like a running joke for the longest. And I've just come to like kind of embrace it now. I've added peaches because peaches look like butts and they're covered in little tiny hairs. So I was just like, you know what? That makes sense. That's brandable.
That is brandable. Yeah.
You're so
and
right.
now
And so
it makes sense now if you go on like your social media, you got BHG. And I never knew what it was. So now I understand. It's Booty Hair Gang.
Yes.
I'm gonna bleep
because every time I go live, they be in there like
booty
booty
hair.
hair.
Yeah.
And I say it now. People are like, yeah. And it's just like, listen, almost 8,000 followers on Twitch later.
Look at you.
It's a thing. So I'm like, okay, it's a good conversation piece. I wish it was a cuter name, but the community loves it. It cracks them up every time. And, honestly, everybody got booty hair. And if you don't, you're lying or you shaved. So and it just works. I love everybody. Everybody is welcome in my community. Unless you a beach, then you gotta go. Get out.
Period.
Yeah.
Period.
It works.
I'm crying. Literally so good.
Yeah. That's so cool that your community just made up their own name. And that's such an interesting thing too, of like just thinking about like communities and like how we embrace each other. Like what are some other ways that your community has made you feel like seen and heard, and how have you like reciprocated that to them too?
I would say when I first started doing like just chatting streams, because I was curious, I have no problem just like talking to myself or just, talking until somebody pops up into the stream. But I was like, let me try actually just making a stream where I sit down and talk to y'all. So I would start just chatting streams, and I got to know the community. And they would ask questions about me, and I just felt so like comfortable talking to them about my life or things that I've experienced, and it helped me get closer to my community because I realized that in some cases I'm not alone with some of the things that I've experienced or the way that I've lived. They're like, oh yeah, no, me too, or I like this, or this has happened to me as well, so I definitely felt heard, I felt seen, and I've noticed that your community, this is for everybody, your community is like a reflection of you. So
absolutely,
it's honestly whatever you put out there, it's going to gravitate people that resonate with that, and they're going to come find you and they're going to stick around. So I love my community for that. I thank them for allowing me to be me unapologetically, and I'm so glad that it's brought them to me, because it's just like whenever I stream, it really just feels like we're all just having like a sleepover. We're just like hanging out and talking about our day or talking about some silly stuff that we saw, sharing memes. Sometimes we laugh. Well, I'm sorry. A lot of times we laugh, and sometimes we cry, sometimes we get really mad about shit, and it's great. I love it. They just let me be me.
That's amazing. It seems like you've created and cultivated a nice space, a nice, comfortable and welcoming space for people to just enjoy themselves and have fun and kick it and really feel like they belong, which is hard for us in this space in a lot of ways. But
yes, I'm really happy that I was able to create that. And the same goes for, the people that come into my community. They tell me that from time to time. They're just like, I really feel seen. I feel heard. I feel safe here. And that means so much to me because I never want to offend anyone. I always love learning from other, walks of life, different people, different backgrounds. So that way I can be more educated and make sure that when you come in, you may not be like me, but I want you to at least feel like you're home. I don't want you to feel like an outsider. I don't want you to feel like, oh, maybe I'm weird,
Yeah.
So
I love that. And I believe you have a tattoo.
I do. I have several, actually. But the one you're probably referring to is the peach that I have on my arm.
Did you look at your arm when you said that?
I did.
Yeah.
How did you know? Where's the cameras?
Just for anyone listening, we don't have our cameras on.
No.
I just know everything because I'm right about everything, and that's just an unfortunate gift I was blessed with. I don't know.
Period.
I don't even know if the people have actually ever seen my face. I don't know if y'all noticed. I'm a white man, so it makes everything I say very awkward.
That's funny.
Oh my God. All right. Cortez is trying to get us canceled. No. We just came back with the rebrand and Cortez wants us to be off the air.
No.
You're right. Wrap it up here. Stick a fork in us. We're done.
Is it canceling or is it pivoting to a new market? Let's go.
Oh my God. Wow. Oh my God. You know what? Wow. Betrayal.
Hey, the true social ambassadorship is coming soon.
I'm in my influencer arc.
I couldn't even finish that seriously.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So just to circle back to like your day to day and all the things you do within your role, which is pretty awesome. What are some things that you like, some things or some skills you didn't expect to need for being a content creator?
Oh, okay. Time management. I suck at that. I'm so bad at it. Time management is very important. Graphic designer. Hello. I wasn't ready for that at all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm still.
Do you remember the first thing you ever made?
God, on PicMonkey, yeah, a long time ago. PicMonkey.com.
On what?
PicMonkey.
Like PIC?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
My memories, they're coming back.
Yes. I made, oh God, I don't even remember what I made, but I made so many things on PicMonkey. And then after that, they started charging people. And I was like, ew. But then I started paying for it. I was just like, I need this. I
Yeah.
I was like,
what else were you gonna do?
I don't have Adobe money. All right. I don't,
Yeah.
and I was still, I don't even know how to explain this. Basically, I didn't realize back then that Google really is your best friend. You want to learn how to do something, just put it into Google.
For real.
The way that I worked, I swear I was working with the bare bones. All right. I knew about PicMonkey because somebody like early on in high school had told me about it. So I was just randomly editing my pictures. So I thought, okay, let me try and do that for thumbnails and stuff. And then it wasn't until I started immersing myself into communities that were also filled with other streamers and content creators that they were putting people on. And I was like, this is what y'all do. Oh my God, this is so much easier. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And it really opened my eyes. Like YouTube Academy. YouTube is your best friend when it comes to any type of edits. So yeah. So definitely graphic design. I wasn't prepared for that. And editing, I kind of already knew what I was getting into. Every day, if there was something that I was editing and I didn't know how to really edit it, I was real quick to look up a tutorial for that. So that wasn't really too much of an issue. Also networking. I really thought that I could just post a video every day and not even know what SEO was. And
lower.
And eventually I'll be a big famous content creator or something. Like I didn't know what I was doing. When I tell you I was working with the bare bones of my knowledge, just like the basics.
Yeah.
So all of that was very new to me.
What is like your networking ick?
That's such a good question because I have
My God, the silence was deafening.
I will say that I have such trust issues when it comes to this space because I've had some people do a complete 180 on me, and it really made me just shut down. And people who like I've met through this space who I talk to on a regular basis now and play games with frequently, that was just like a natural attraction. It was just like, hey, I really feel like I can trust you, and they've been like some of my closest friends since. But whenever, one of my biggest icks I would have to say is when somebody who sees my content, right, they like to like kind of like spam like and comment everything, and then they try to like, how do I explain it? Basically, they want to be my best friend too quickly without going through the steps of getting to know each other. And it's obvious where I'm just like, oh my God, please back up. I need space. And I understand that some people are just like very, like, hey, I really like your content. And that's awesome. But I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about people that specifically, like, let's say you have something go viral or you have something that just does really well. And, with Black Twitter, everybody knows everybody. Black Twitch, everybody knows everybody. So if you got your name circulating in this circle, it just seems like there's some people that will just cling to you. And we've crossed each other's paths a couple of times before, and you weren't talking to me then. And now all of a sudden, I'm your best friend. Ooh. I don't like that. Please back up off me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate that. But to some people, apparently that's networking. No, it's not. You see what I have and you like my value and you want to use it. So here you are doing your homework and clinging to me. And that's not organic. I don't like that.
No, they hit you with the big bro. That's like when people see somebody getting money or whatever, they just like, they really just like cling on and call him big bro. And it's like, you don't even know that man. You just met him yesterday. Right. Why are you calling him big brother? Like, and he's your older brother. He's the bigger brother of you. Like that's upsetting too. At the same time, it's like you decided to be the little brother. Nobody wants to be the little sibling. Sometimes, not all the time. But
yeah.
And yeah, it's a it is upsetting to hear that, because in a field that does, like, the more healthy and organic connections and stuff you have, the better everybody is, when it
Yes.
comes to that, because of how, like, especially for us, how, like, the more we communicate, the better we are at getting deals for each other, the better we are at, like, negotiating rates, the better we are at, like, promoting each other, cross promotion, all the X,
Yes.
Y, and Z. So it's like, it's less about, like, I hate the crabs in a barrel, like, analogy, but it isn't, like, it's not even that. It's just more like a unity and unified space can
Yes.
benefit us all, in comparison to being, like, disjointed and, like, just, like, being like, nah, I need this, I need that, I need that sponsorship with Gillette, so I'm gonna throw you under the bus. Like, it's not that important.
Right. I've heard of that happening, where they will literally just throw you under the bus or get in the way of your bag. And I'm just like, that's insane. That's insane.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't feel like we need to be as selfish as we tend to be.
Right. We
For
can
sure.
all win. We
There's
absolutely
room
can.
for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many people who became Elgato ambassadors. Like,
No, I've been
is the
seeing
sign
that, and I've been
that
cheering everybody
companies-
on.
Yeah.
Like, that's
yeah,
amazing.
you know what I mean? Like, okay, cool. Like, we're realizing companies are listening to what we're saying, right?
Yes.
And they're people who are people of color, right?
Mhm.
They're not all men.
Mhm.
Like, those are the things that we can move forward if we literally just stop being selfish and, like, band together.
I wonder
you know?
why that is, though. Like, what has caused this selfishness? Why is it always that, like, one person has to win, or I need to use somebody else to get to where I want to be? And then when I get to that place, I act like I don't know that person anymore. I've seen that in this space, and I'm just like, that's so ugly spirited,
Yeah.
It's just nasty. Another networking ick that I would have to say, besides the fakeness, is how do I explain it? I guess it's kind of in the same way, but, like, someone takes it as fakeness when you're genuinely just being nice. I don't know if that's ever happened to anyone before.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
it's like,
because if you are genuinely nice,
Yeah.
you're genuinely nice. People are not used to that.
yes, if you're
Mhm.
just
And
a
it throws
genuinely
them
nice
off.
person, it makes people feel weird. I'm like, oh, I was just
Like, you
being a
need to
decent
heal.
human being. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. No, like,
I'm
you
sorry.
need to heal 100%. Like, whatever you have going on in your past, you need to take that straight to the therapy.
Yeah.
bed.
You need to
'Cause
heal.
There's no way.
That's my favorite thing to tell people. Go heal.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Because what are you so scared of? What are you so afraid of? I don't have a bad bone in my body until you make me mad.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Same.
But guess what? When I get mad, you're gonna know I'm mad, because the first thing I'm gonna say is like, hey, I'm upset right now. So there's really no reason for you to wonder, what does she have going on underneath her? Nothing.
Yeah,
I'm literally just trying to exist.
I'm with you on that, because I am not a good liar. I don't like playing them games where you gotta lie, because you will catch me every time. So my mom has always told me that, like, you wear your feelings on your sleeves. You are basically transparent. Like, people can always see what you're doing, what you got going on. My face is the biggest tell, because you say something to me and I don't like it. Face twists up, everything.
Yeah.
And I'm
Just brow furrow.
Yes.
Just eyes squinty.
right. Everything is telling on me. And so when people are just like, they'll take my kindness and they'll be like, okay, well, Chelsea's this, and that. What made you give that idea? So now I know you're making stuff up.
Yeah.
Because if I had those type of intentions, I would have just left you alone. Or I would have just, like, told you, hey, I don't like you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I've done that on stream.
No reason.
I've done that on stream before. I have told people right then and there that, I don't like you. I don't like how you move. You gotta go.
Yeah.
Sorry. Get out.
Oh man, live banning people. I'm not saying it's one of my favorite things to do, but it's not something I'm unwilling to do. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, don't you dare come in here knowing that you acted up with no apology inside.
Oh, yeah.
You're joking. No, because we're trying to have a good time, and what you're coming to do is make it about you.
Yes.
We're not doing that.
Yeah.
100%.
Get out.
And I agree. Oh my God. I agree so much with this because I think there needs to be more acceptance of people who are genuinely kind, who interact with you.
Mhm.
Sometimes not just for anything, not because they want any of your time,
Mhm.
but literally there are people who talk about you in rooms for your benefit.
Yeah.
There are people who are constantly putting you in front of the people that you might even not even know what they're talking about or who they're talking to or what those things are that are going on.
Mhm.
There are people who are, secretly rooting for you. And I think we do need to shift the culture of everyone's out to get me. All of my haters are like, what's the level of hater that we're focusing on? I don't have hundreds of haters. I probably have can count on a handful.
Mhm.
There's no need for me to embrace that. What I do need more of is more people saying, hey, you should talk to her about hosting. You should talk to her about XYZ.
Yeah.
You should talk to her about this. And those are the kind of people that are working. That's what I believe, right? Like those are the kind of people that are working in my favor at all times, anytime. When I wake up in the morning, I'm a lucky girl. I receive favor and opportunity because I'm special.
Yes.
Like you have to do things like that. There has to be a mindset shift. Because me personally, I'm not in competition with anybody.
Yep.
What I'm in competition with is myself.
Yes.
Yep.
From day to day. Because, am I getting to bed on time, right? Like, am I waking up and eating breakfast? Did I skip a workout because I really didn't have the physical strength to do it? Or did I not do it because I really just want to stay in bed and watch C-dramas? Those are the things I'm in competition with. I don't have time to be in competition with nobody else.
Did you say C-dramas?
Yes.
What are those?
See, so I speak Mandarin, so
oh
they're
my
Chinese
God!
dramas.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
You are so funny. Yes, if you want some recommendations, I can send them to you after this.
Cool.
Because they're so good. One, so I watched two about some video games, and they were kind of like MMORPGs, and I specifically was watching them just because they were C-dramas and they're kind of about gaming, so I was like, okay, cool, I'm interested in this. But now I want to play MMORPGs, so I am like really into it from watching these shows.
Nice.
And I think we would have fun games if people thought about them the way that these shows they exaggerate or embellish what game development might be like or something, but they're really good, and I love them all. But for our last question, because we are going to wrap up so we don't take up too much of your time, in general, obviously we wanted to create Blacspiration because inspiration is something that's positive, and it's more of what we want to see from our peers, from the community, from companies in the future. So what does it mean for you to be a Black gamer or a Black creator, or any identities that you feel like fuel your passion for your career?
What does it mean? I don't know. I don't really know how to answer that. What does it mean? Could you reword it? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously your identity is you, right?
Yeah.
And how does being you affect being a Black content creator, or a Black YouTuber, or a Black Twitch streamer, or any of those like identifiers, anything that makes up who you are as a person? What does that mean to you? Or like, did you ever grow up thinking about being a content creator or a streamer, or when did that even become a part of your identity?
Okay. Well, I would say, let me kind of just go back a little bit. So I think I said earlier how when I first started, or when I found out that there's like a gaming space online, for like YouTube and stuff, I noticed that there wasn't anybody around that I had seen, or I could easily find. Let me say that I could easily find that looked like me, or that was Black. And it was really just dominated by like mid 20 to late 30 white men. And I was just like, okay, all right, like, but where are we at though? Like I kind of want to talk to somebody or, be in somebody's chat and have conversation with people that I resonate with. And once I found us and once I started making my own content to bring more of us together, I couldn't it's funny. I couldn't really look at those content creators as much as I was before. Before it was only them, Then I found everyone else and I was just like, I tried going back to Game Grumps and I was just like, girl, this is so white. I was just like, it's a lot going on here that is like, it wasn't as funny as it was to me before.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized, because this was a couple of years ago, because I went back to Game Grumps and I'm sorry, I'm name dropping them like that, but baby, it's true. Y'all's content is not hitting the way that it was back in the day. I'm sorry. And then on top of that, y'all ain't got no black friends. Okay.
Oh my God. Oh no.
That shit, you hear that?
Not in 2024.
You hear that? That shit trash and like a snowstorm. Y'all need to get it together.
Stop.
Snowstorm? Chris, you're not serious.
Snowstorm.
You're not serious, brother.
No, because
you're not serious, brother. You're not serious. Oh my God.
No, because I love Markiplier and I love Game Grumps, but like I'm so sad that I don't enjoy it as much as I used to. And there's points of their content where I can just like pinpoint it out, and I'm just like, y'all ain't got black friends. Y'all have like your group is literally just the same people all the time, and. But anyway, besides that, that was one of the things that pushed me to start. And I'm really glad that I did, because I was able to build a community of not just, black women, black men, black everybody, but also just everyone from any walk of life that found me interesting is just like, hey, I resonate with you. And I like that. And I feel like that's really important, because I have definitely changed as a person. I've grown out of my shell. I still am pretty shy. Let's not get it twisted, but but I definitely have grown into somebody who loves every part of me, and I love my community so much, because before I felt like there wasn't really a place for me in this space. I would have to make my own. And then when I found communities like this, I was like, you know what? I really do feel like I belong. And having people come into my space and come into my comment section, my chat and things like that, and saying that they feel home, they feel seen, they feel loved. That's extremely important.
Yeah. I love that.
I hope that answered your question.
Oh, it sure did.
Yay!
Yeah, it sure did. You're so right.
Okay, I was just speaking from the heart at that point. I was just like, I hope that makes sense.
That was amazing. Thank you so much. Well,
thank you.
Chell, thank you so much for being on the show. Where can the people find you on the socials? And what are any upcoming projects you got going on? And anything else that they should be looking out for?
Sure. Well, you can find me under ChellOfAGamer. So that's Chell OAG also. Honestly, if you just type that into Google or anywhere, I'ma pop up. It's gonna be me with an afro with glasses and my cute dog cooties. But yeah, so you can find me on YouTube, ChellOfAGamer, Twitch, ChellOAG, Instagram and Twitter, ChellOfAGamer, and also on TikTok, same thing. The projects that I have coming up, I would have to say I have a lot of green screen stuff planned out. Why? Because I got that big old Elgato XL green screen. I'm very excited to use it. I am almost at 5,000 YouTube subscribers, so we're going to plan some type of celebration for that, and I'm using this green screen for sure. What else? What else was I going to say? Oh, yes. And like I said, I'm also going to try to niche down on Tekken 8. I really would like to become a pretty good player. And my community believes that with enough practice, I could probably make it to Evo. That's
what's
Get
up.
into it.
I know, right? I'm scared, but I hope so. We'll see. We got a year's worth of practice. So
all you gotta do is just like, don't let that ADHD take over and be like, let's switch to something else. Be like, no brain. Be like, no brain. We staying here, brain.
We're staying. Like, I do still plan to play indie horrors. Like, one of the games that I love so much is Lethal Company right now. That game is so fun.
That game looks so terrifying.
It's not. It's so fun. It's so fun. It's so goofy too. Like goodness. I definitely recommend playing it. We could play. We could play. Let me know.
Yeah, I think it is fun. It can be terrifying when you don't know what's going on, but I think it's fun.
It's very fun. And I actually have a solo run to do with that as well. So we'll see how.
Oh my God,
that's gonna be scary. Now that's scary.
A solo run?
Wild.
Yeah, it could never be me.
You tripping.
Yeah, but I still plan to play some indie games over on my YouTube channel, but we're definitely going to be playing a lot more Tekken, so expect that.
Amazing. Great. And do you have any words of affirmation or any quotes that you feel like you've been resonating with or anything like that?
One quote that I tend to always say is that I am a lucky girl. I'm a lucky girl.
Yeah.
You know, I do all things that I want are going to come to me at their own pace. I just need to keep going, because when you stop, you're not going to go anywhere. Obviously, you got to keep going. It may not look like you're moving, but you're still going. You're still moving towards that goal. So just keep going. Be you, and don't give up. We don't give up. Never give up. Never surrender.
Yes. Oh, man.
But thank you so much for having me. This has been fantastic.
No, thank you so much for being on the show. We really appreciate it. And it's all love. You're more than welcome to come back, at least on my end. I don't know how Asia feel about you in the back end, but that's between y'all.
What?
Yep. I'm stirring. That's one stirring the pot.
I was actually so shady.
Stirring the pot.
And I just don't know why.
And thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Blacspiration Gaming Podcast, and be on the lookout for us everywhere. Twitters, YouTubes,
everywhere.
We might be on your public access channel. Who knows?
Okay, period. Yeah, come on, PBS.
Yeah. Thank y'all so much, and hope you enjoyed this episode. See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.